Hello everyone. Today I have a question for you. Do you want to be a professional Counter-Strike player? It is very likely that your answer was yes. But do you know how the life of a professional player looks like? Recently, Heroics IGL KDN tweeted this out. Do you watch a lot of tournaments? If yes, how does your life look like as a viewer? I recently did a survey on Reddit regarding esports content viewing habits, and because I'm not very popular, 86 people responded. In that survey, I asked this question. To my surprise, 82% of the people said that it's difficult to keep up with the events to varying degrees. Now, a very reasonable question you might ask is that why are TOs running this many events if viewers and players are not happy? Also, running tournaments costs lots of money, paying for production, paying for talent, and whatnot. Surely there must be a good reason. Then you might ask, whose responsibility is it to plan the events calendar? Is Valve responsible, or is it CSPPA's responsibility? If you made it till here, I want you to comment any thought that comes to your mind right now. I'll give you a few seconds. Alright, now let us set the table. On this table, there are a few seats. The head of this table is Valve. On one seat is TOs. On another there are teams. Then there are players, talent. Then there are us, fans. Let's hear from everyone what they want. Daddy Valve is reading a newspaper while he is smoking a cigar. He says, do whatever you want. Make sure you guys don't do anything stupid. He is the IP. Then TO says, I want the best players and the best team in the world to compete in my tournament. I want each and every fan to engage with us as much as possible. I want my tournaments to be the best and have all the historical moments. With this, we want to make some money so that we can continue organizing more tournaments and keep the fans engaged. Teams on the other hand say, we want to win these tournaments so that fans like us, like our players. I want my players to create the historical moments. I want my team to be the best. With this, we want to make some money so that we can sustain ourselves and continue providing players with the best facilities possible so they perform their best. The players say, I want to be the best. I want my team to be the best. I want to win as many tournaments as I can. I want to be in my best shape so that I can perform the best. I do not want any external factors to affect my ability to perform well. Then there are us fans. What do we want? We want the best competition, we want the best teams, we want an engaging broadcast, we want all the amazing plays and clutches as historical moments, we want close games, we want a competitive playing field where every team has a chance to win the title and the excitement that comes with it. Now that the table has been set, let's understand what's happening. In 2021, only counting ESL and Blast events add up to 269 days. According to lower agreement, a partner team is allowed to decline 2 events in ESL Pro Tour without impacting their revenue share. So, if a team is both partnered with Blast and ESL, then in the worst case scenario, they will be playing for 269 days. Now, if you're only partnered with ESL and not with Blast, then in the best case scenario, playing days will be 221. Also, if you are not a partner team, you are incentivized to attend as many big events as possible to gain ESL and Blast points and maintain your HLTV rating. Just to mention, these are only Blast and ESL events. I have not counted close qualifiers, DreamHack Opens, CS Summits, FunSpark events, practice days, media days, and various other invitational tournaments, so the working days can go even higher. If you're thinking these are small events, they are not. For example, FunSpark prize pools can go as high as $300,000. To contrast this with 2019, there was a similar schedule, but ESL events took half as much time as they do this year because if you remember, last year ESL announced that they will space group stage and playoffs by a week to make content for teams, on which they haven't delivered at all. Just to put this into perspective, if you are a working class individual, usually we have 2 days off per week. That is 261 working days, excluding a few more holidays that you can take, so this number will go lower. Even after stating all these facts, I'll say that the scene is not as oversaturated as you might think. It is massively overblown since all this competition is online. We do not want less events, because lesser events will mean lesser chances for non-partner teams to compete. And we don't want that, because then we don't have heroic and gambit success stories. What we do want is meaningful events. Let me give an example. Write in the comments what you think is the difference between DreamHack Masters Spring and IM Summer that is going to start in a few days. If you said ancient, what if map pool wasn't changed? Then what? These events are also very similar in terms of calibers of teams playing in them. Other than the fact that the HUD colors will be different and the name of the tournament, there's no difference between these two, which clearly shows ESL doesn't do a good enough job distinguishing between these events. Just to show you how bad of a job ESL does, at the time of recording this, there are a few days left for IM Summer to start, and in the name of intro we have a minute-long frag movie, that's it. No other storyline building videos, no nothing. This is criminal in my opinion given the teams that are playing. Also, when two events are similar, winning an event can feel quite empty, frankly inconsequential, when you just win cash and a bunch of ESL Pro Tour points. On top of that, when you have another tournament the next weekend, whatever feeling of triumph you had just goes away. So, unless you have consistently good results, one day finish is not gratifying enough. Blast events on the other hand are different because when you play in groups or in the showdown, there is a direct consequence of whether you will play in the global finals. This makes those tournaments more important. They also do a better job in terms of production and storyline building. This can be confirmed because I asked this question in a recent survey on CSGO subreddit. Almost 54% of the people said that Blast was the best tier. Then why does ESL run this many events which individually hold very little importance? Well, if you didn't know, hours watched is the stat which represents success in the business world. And this stat often promotes quantity over quality. Now, I'm not saying ESL does a bad job. It's just that it can be done so much better. A few other points that I want to mention from the recent survey I did. There I asked the question about what type of fan would you call yourself, and 49% labeled themselves as casual. And when asked about what type of supplementary content they watch, these were the results. I will link the survey so you can see the responses for yourself. Next, I want to talk about whose job it is to handle the competitive calendar. First and foremost, it should be Valve's job. They can lay out a clean schedule and keep everyone happy. But we know that Valve is not going to do that. They have let the TOs play with it and are expecting that it will become stable eventually. But the community knows that has not happened, and I expect that it won't be solved until Valorant takes over or CSPPA gains enough leverage over TOs. Yeah, CSPPA. They might be in the best position than everybody to solve a problem like this. Let me be clear. Right now, CSPPA has no leverage over anyone. Initially, they had support from players, but bad decisions and actions have left some players and community doubting whether they are competent enough or do they really want well for the community. Also, they have an agreement with only ESL, where they have established tournament standards in exchange for a fee. As far as I know, that is the only source of revenue that CSPPA gets. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I'm not sure if they can go against any wrongdoings from ESL, who can just threaten to cancel the partnership. As many people have already pointed out that CSPPA in their mind is just a greedy group of people who just want power and money from the scene which they have no right over. Anyway, let us talk about what an ideal situation will look like in my opinion. Blast should keep their tournament structure because it is the best right now. For ESL, I have a few suggestions. One good thing that they have done is dissolving the ESL 1 brand. And let us be real, no one really cares about the ESL Pro Tour points. Now, to make ESL Pro Tour more digestible and distinguished, we need to decrease the number of IEMs. This year, there are 5 IEMs: Katowice, Cologne, Summer, Fall and Winter, and 2 DreamHack Masters, Spring and Winter. Hopefully next year all the big tournaments will be on LAN. So what they can do is have a total of 5 tournaments including IEMs and DreamHack Masters. 2 of them obviously being Katowice and Cologne, then 1 in Australia, 1 in Asia and 1 in NA. This will give it more of a tour feeling, that is we travel every prominent continent in CSGO once a year. How seasons can work is you start from ESL Pro League, then go to NA for an IEM or a DreamHack Masters, which leads to Cologne. After that, a player bay. Coming after that, we start with another season of ESL Pro League, then go to Asia and Australia, which leads to Katowice. To compensate for lack of tournaments, they should increase the number of DreamHack Opens. This plan to me sounds better than what we have currently. Whether this should be done or not, I have no idea. What I really want is that between each tournament there should be a break of let's say 1 week, so that players can switch on their streams, interact with the community, make some content, have their team shoot some vlogs or podcasts, etc. Then they go to compete in the tournament where the TO gets some time to shoot some content with the players, build some hype. This to me sounds like a healthy schedule. Let me know what you guys think about how the scheduling can be done better. Well, I had a few other points I wanted to discuss, but I didn't want to make this video more than 10 minutes long, so here we are. Thanks for watching this video. Press the like button and subscribe because I will have similar content coming your way soon. Goodbye.